Welcome to Cooking with Cindy. My name is Cindy Lorimer, and I am doing a winter holiday special edition where I am sharing with you my winter holiday menu, all the dishes that I will be having and serving on Christmas Day. We are at the finale of this special edition, and we will be making the star of my Christmas dinner, which is the beef roast. So in my recipe, it calls for boneless ribeye roast, which is absolutely delicious. It's such a simple, easy recipe, literally almost bulletproof. You have equal portions of chopped rosemary with equal portion of chopped garlic and half a portion of olive oil. That is your rub, and you're gonna rub it on this piece of meat. I have my cast iron skillet going in the background, heating up and warming up because it takes, around 5 minutes or so to heat up a cast iron skillet on medium heat. So now I'm just going to generously rub salt and pepper on this, and then we're gonna bring it over and we're gonna sear this piece of meat. Let's take this over to the stovetop. You're gonna wanna use a 1/4 cup of cooking oil. I'm using avocado oil. That's my favorite cooking oil to use. Okay. So what I like to do is I always like to put the fat side down, and the reason being, there you go, when you're searing it. So all the fat releases on the pan. And you want to sear this for maybe 3 minutes on each side. So then we flip it over now. I want you to see how nice and brown this is. Look at that. You want that. You see that? Now 3 minutes on the other side. And while we are waiting for that, right, let's just use our time efficiently. Let's head on over here so we can chop this up. We want half a cup of chopped garlic, half a cup of chopped rosemary. Now, I usually always like to manually chop everything myself. I feel like there's a difference in the flavor and the aromatics that the garlic and the onions release, or the lemongrass, when I manually chop. But in this case, there's half a cup of garlic. I don't want to be chopping half a cup of garlic. So in this case, I'm going to use this mini chopper to chop up my garlic. I'm cheating a little bit today. Usually, I really like to do everything manually. It's just my personality. Okay, there you go. Let's dump this baby in here. Now, I'm going to actually manually chop the rosemary, only because the rosemary doesn't chop very well in this mixer. Voila. It really only took me 5 seconds to do. Again, I don't like to cheat like this, but I'll do it today. Okay, that's half a cup. Put it in here. And then now, with the rosemary, just going to remove it from the stem, like so. The thing that I love about rosemary is that it's so easy to remove from the stem. Not every herb is easy to do that. Okay. And I find that rosemary can be it's a very powerful herb. It's great with beef because this is such a bold flavor and, it can go toe to toe with beef. Now, I know people do like roasted potatoes with rosemary, etc. I find that can be a little bit too strong, or at least too much rosemary can be strong. At least my kids don't like it, so then I don't do it that much. So, okay, let's chop this. Because rosemary is very coarse, you have to just really do it manually, I find. Okay, that should be fine. Go ahead and put it in there. And then a 1/4 cup of olive oil. To be honest, you can use as much or as little. You can just eyeball it, really. See, look at that. Okay. Put that aside. When I put this in the oven, I want the fat side up. Why do I want that? Is because then the fat will just drip all the way down and coat the rest of the meat. Okay, let's remove this. Let's bring this over here. I know it's still hot, but you can, just as long as you're careful, rub this rosemary garlic mix all over. How pretty is that? Oh, you can smell it now. I'm gonna turn it around for you guys to see. This baby is ready to go in the oven. I recommend everyone using a thermometer so they can then cook to their desired temperature, whether you want it rare, medium, medium well, well done, etc. In our family, we like it medium. And it's important to note, only because I've made this mistake before, which is whatever your meat thermometer says when it's in the oven, just know that once you take it out of the oven and let it rest, it will increase by 5 to 10 degrees. So for instance, if 130 degrees is medium, again, I don't know, I don't remember, I'm just throwing that number out there. But if 130 degrees is medium, you want to pull this out at 120 degrees, just knowing that it will raise the temperature by 5 to 10 degrees. It's okay to undercook beef, but it's not okay to overcook beef, because if you have people, your guests in your party, etc., that likes things medium rare, medium, and you have a well done piece of meat, it's gonna be horrible, especially when you spent so much money on this. So anyway, going back to our family liking it medium, so I find that when I cook it, 12 minutes per pound seems to work for me to have it be medium rare-ish to medium, okay? And also depending on the thickness of it, right? If it's not as thick, that might not work. So I'm just going to grab my calculator. So this was 6.395 pounds. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you here. 6.395 pounds, right? Times 12 minutes equals 76.74. Divided by 60 is an hour and 27 minutes, right? So I'm sorry, 1.27 hours, right? So then I go 0.27 times 60 is, so it's an hour and 16 minutes that I'm gonna put it in there. Just to be safe, I'm gonna do an hour and 15 minutes, okay? That's how I'm gonna calculate it. Let's pray to God it comes out okay. It will. An hour and 15 minutes, it goes in. 350, let's take this over there. Gorgeousness, gorgeous. Bye. We'll see you back here in an hour and 15 minutes. I took this out of the oven. You have to let your meat rest for at least 15 to 30 minutes. You never, ever, ever want to cut your meat when you take it immediately out of the oven and you start carving it, only because then all the juice will flow out. Right now, when you haven't cut it, all the juice is staying intact in there, so that's what you want. My beef has been cooling, so that's why it's not super hot. Look at that. Yum. Then we're gonna garnish this with some rosemary like this. Look at how pretty that is. All right, so it's taste test time. So good. I wanna wish everyone happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, a Happy New Year. Here's to an incredible 2025. I hope it's the best year yet for everyone. Be safe during this holiday season. Don't drink and drive. Celebrate, be merry. I hope you have the best time. Bye. I'll see you next year.